Hi, welcome back to the Reading Perspectives Classic Bookshelf, the channel where we share knowledge for holistic self-development through great books and meaningful videos. If you find today's video helpful, please share it with anyone who might need it. Support the channel by giving it a like, hitting the subscribe button, and turning on the notification bell so you won't miss our newest weekly videos. And if you have any feelings or thoughts to share, drop them in the comments below. Today's discussion is inspired by the classic novel The Alchemist, with the theme, Where Does True Motivation Come From? Let's dive in together. When we're young, many of us find ourselves asking, what is my dream? What do I really want to do with my life? By the time we reach 25, we start wondering whether we've truly worked hard enough to pursue that dream, whether the path we're on is really the one our heart desires. And when we hit 30, once again, we bow our heads and ask ourselves, if my dream still hasn't come true after all these years, should I start now? If you're still feeling uncertain in life, still living with an unsettled heart, then spending just 2 hours reading The Alchemist, a 200-page novel, might help you find the answer meant just for you. The Alchemist has been published for over 30 years, translated into 81 languages, and is a bestseller in more than 170 countries. In Brazil, its fame is said to rival that of God and soccer. The reason this book has such a powerful impact is that when we read it, each of us can see a part of ourselves reflected somewhere in its story. The Alchemist tells the story of a young shepherd named Santiago. To pursue his dream, he didn't hesitate to sell his entire flock, everything he owned, and despite countless hardships, he set off across the desert to search for his treasure. It's a simple fable, a straightforward story, yet it has transformed the hearts of hundreds of millions of readers. And it is also the author's own spiritual journey. At 17, Paulo Coelho rebelled so fiercely that his parents sent him to a psychiatric hospital. As he grew older, he was even imprisoned for resisting the dictatorship. By the age of 38, it seemed he still hadn't accomplished anything meaningful. So he set out alone on a pilgrimage, walking nearly 600 kilometers to Santiago de Compostela in Spain. The journey took more than 3 months and slowly calmed his once fiery heart. After that, he poured the insights and reflections he gained from that pilgrimage into the story of the young shepherd, Santiago's quest for treasure. After The Alchemist was published, it lit up the hearts of countless people who were confused or lost on their life's path. Paulo Coelho also became the only Latin American writer whose influence could be compared to Gabriel Garcia Marquez, the author of the immortal novel 100 Years of Solitude. The Alchemist teaches us that a life without purpose is nothing more than a chaotic maze. Anyone who steps into it will spend their entire life wandering in circles, simply trying to find a way out. If you worry too much about gains and losses, you will always miss your true dreams. Santiago was born into a very ordinary family in Spain. His parents made a simple living from a few small plots of farmland. From the moment he was born, they pinned all their hopes on him and sent him to a seminary, hoping he would one day become a priest, the pride of the family. Becoming a priest would mean living a stable, secure life. But that wasn't what Santiago wanted. One day, he gathered all his courage and told his father that he didn't want to become a priest. His dream was to travel, to go from place to place and explore the world beyond. Even though his father strongly opposed the idea, he ultimately couldn't stop someone who had already made up his mind. After The Alchemist was published, it ignited the hearts of countless people who were confused and uncertain on their life path. Paulo Coelho also became the only Latin American writer whose fame could be compared with Gabriel Garcia Marquez, the author of the legendary 100 Years of Solitude. The Alchemist tells us that a life without purpose becomes nothing more than a chaotic maze. Anyone who steps into it will spend their entire life wandering, searching for a way out. If you care too much about gains and losses, you will always let your dreams slip away. Santiago was born into an ordinary family in Spain. His parents made a living from a few small fields. From the day he was born, they placed all their hopes in him and sent him to a seminary, hoping he would one day become a priest, the pride of the family. Being a priest would mean a stable, secure life. But that wasn't what Santiago truly wanted. One day, he mustered the courage to tell his father he did not want to become a priest. His dream was to travel, to go from place to place and explore the world. Although his father strongly opposed the idea, he could not stop someone who had already made up his mind. In the end, his father reluctantly agreed and gave him 3 gold coins, telling him to buy sheep and live the life he wished. These coins symbolized not only compromise, but also a hidden blessing, because his father himself had once dreamed of traveling the world. In this story, every character has their own dream. Santiago's father once wished to travel. The roadside popcorn seller dreamed of going to Africa. The crystal shop owner wished to make a pilgrimage to Mecca. Even the thieves near the pyramids had dreams of finding treasure, just like Santiago. But for many reasons, mostly pressure from real life, they abandoned their dreams and lived each day with regret. And those reasons almost always come down to the fear of losing more than we might gain. This calculation blurs the pure intention we once had. If we lack courage and determination, we can never break through the safety that traps us. Santiago shattered that false sense of security. He left home, became a shepherd, and chose to live the life he truly wanted. For 2 years, he learned the skills of a shepherd, saw beautiful landscapes, and met many people. It seemed his life would continue peacefully and happily. But then, like a signal from the universe, he had the same dream twice. A child took him to Egypt and told him there was treasure waiting near the pyramids. What could the dream mean? Santiago then met an old man known as the King of Salem, who told him the dream was his destiny. The treasure was tempting, but the life he had now felt more realistic. Santiago hesitated. If he pursued the treasure, he'd have to abandon everything. Just like everyone else who abandoned their dreams out of fear, he almost lost himself. But as the King of Salem said, "Your destiny is what you truly want to do." These words reignited Santiago's passion. Wasn't his lifelong dream to explore the world? He once again followed the call of his heart and set off to chase his dream. One of life's greatest deceptions is when you lower your head before reality and tell yourself it's too late, that this is your fate. But that's not true. Your destiny is not what makes you regret. Your destiny is what you truly want to do. People often wonder, do we regret what we did or what we never did? Research shows that failures rarely cause lifelong regret. With time, we forgive ourselves. But unfulfilled dreams? Those stay with us forever, because we cannot rationalize them, nor convince ourselves they didn't matter. A writer once said, "Because we refuse to take the first step, our dreams forever stay out of reach." Dreams cannot endure endless waiting. They fear hesitation. Just like red-hot steel, it can only be shaped while still burning. Once it cools, shaping it becomes almost impossible. So when the quiet dream inside you is awakened, act immediately. Take the first step while your passion is alive. Even if you never fully reach your dream, your effort will always reveal a better version of yourself. On the journey to your dream, you will need even more determination. Not everything will go smoothly. When Santiago first arrived in Africa, he faced 2 devastating blows. He couldn't speak the language. Someone who spoke Spanish, whom he trusted, robbed him of everything. Just yesterday, his future looked bright. Now he had nothing. He felt like collapsing. A moment ago he had 60 sheep, now he had no one and nothing in a strange land. At that moment, he remembered the king of Salem's words. When you truly want something, the entire universe conspires to help you achieve it. Those words gave him the courage to go on. The next day, he searched the streets for opportunities. Life sometimes strikes you down, but sometimes it brings you hope. You only need sharp eyes to see what needs solving, and the willingness to help others. Santiago found a dusty, failing crystal shop. He suggested to the owner that clean crystal would attract more customers. He offered to clean all the crystal in exchange for a meal. Before the owner even agreed, Santiago started cleaning, and immediately 2 customers came in. He was hired, but Egypt was thousands of kilometers away. A few days of work wouldn't be enough. In pursuit of a dream, the most painful moments are when you work hard for a long time, yet feel your dream remains so far away. Santiago felt this deeply. He stayed at the crystal shop to earn money. He came up with brilliant ideas to improve the business. After a year, he had doubled his original savings and learned both business and Arabic. Hardships were no longer torture. They became challenges that strengthened him. Now Santiago had a choice: stay and live a wealthy, comfortable life, or continue chasing his dream. The crystal merchant tried to convince him to stay, but Santiago remembered the king of Salem's words: "Never forget what you truly want." So he gave up comfort and followed his dream once again. He traveled across the desert and reached an oasis, where he met a beautiful girl, Fatima. At first sight, his heart was full of love. He loved her deeply and even thought of abandoning his dream to stay with her forever. But dreams of the alchemist reminded him, abandoning his dream would bring lifelong regret for him and even burden the one he loved. Seeing into his own heart, Santiago chose to continue his journey. A person who truly lives is someone who knows how to let go. Only by releasing can we gain. No one achieves greatness by clinging to comfort and immediate pleasure. True motivation always comes from deep within your soul. Santiago faced even greater challenges. Crossing the desert, he was captured by soldiers who seized all his money. He was forced into an impossible situation. He had 3 days to turn himself into the wind, or he would die. Facing the impossible, he remained calm. He used his heart to communicate with the sun and the wind, sensing the soul of the world, connecting with everything in existence. With the encouragement of the alchemist, he achieved the impossible. He turned into the wind. But when he finally reached the pyramids, not only did he find no treasure, he was beaten and robbed again. Yet from the thief's words, he discovered something crucial. The treasure was actually back in his homeland all along. When you have a true dream, one that lives in your heart, no hardship can defeat you. A person who knows why they live can endure almost anyhow, and the author himself said, "Only when we are capable of pursuing our dreams does life become truly interesting." Each of us possesses limitless potential, and the journey toward our dreams is filled with countless moments of joy. Maybe your dream won't come true, but during the journey of pursuing it, you will find happiness, real joy, and you will undoubtedly become a better version of yourself. Just like Santiago in the book, he crossed the seas and traveled far and wide. He walked in a full circle and eventually returned to the very place he started. Only then did he discover the treasure. It may seem like a waste of time, but in reality, everything he saw and heard along the way, the people he met, and the experiences he lived through, all of it added richness and meaning to his life. Even if Santiago hadn't found the treasure, the life he lived was already incredibly fulfilling. Every rise and fall was a part of the journey that shaped his growth. Life is not measured by the number of days we live, but by the days that are worth remembering. My dear friends, please remember, when you have a dream, you must follow it. Never give up the dream in your heart. No matter how harsh reality may be, keep your dream in the warmest corner of your heart. No one can stop you from living the life you want, except yourself. You must believe that true motivation comes from the fire burning inside your own soul. Believe that there is no tomorrow you cannot reach. For the rest of our lives, may we all have the courage to face the deepest desires in our hearts. Bravely pursue our dreams, take responsibility for our own lives, and let them shine brightly. Thank you for watching. Goodbye, and see you in the next video.